If you don't realize it, you'll realize it now. You have just joined Face to Face with Ken Grubb. So, exactly what has happened to the principle of honesty? Apparently, our society is more willing to tell and believe half truths than to be individuals that speak the truth and live by the truth. Proverbs 19:1 says this: better a poor person who lives with integrity than someone who has deceitful lips and is a fool. A recent example of lying is the newly elected New York Congressman George Santos. He apologized upon being caught lying about where he attended high school and likewise whether he ever graduated from college. Then, of course, our own president, Joe Biden, who back in 1988 dropped out of his bid for president then after being caught lying about his academic record, where he said he was at the top of his class when really he was 85th in his class. In addition, for even plagiarizing the life story of a British politician. Not to exclude him and his administration, now claiming the lack of truth concerning illegals crossing the southern border. Some might ask, what do meteorologists and politicians have in common? Both are great liars. The meteorologist tells lies about the weather, and politicians lie every time they make a promise. Certainly, my friend, honesty is the best policy because it is free from hypocrisy and treasures sincerity. Do not lie to each other, since you have taken off your old self with its practices. Each of you must put off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbor. Colossians 3:9 and Ephesians 4:25. Most assuredly, honesty is important on many fronts, from relationships with family members to individuals at the workplace and just interacting with others in normal life activities. Essentially, we should be examples of a God of truth and life through living lives of integrity and the truthfulness. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. James 1:26. Unfortunately, there are many who use the word disingenuous for failing to tell the whole truth. No matter how you try to define it, lying is lying. How sad it is that the line between truth and a lie is becoming a lot more murkier. Josephine Hart says it this way, quote, a concealed truth, that's all a lie is, either by omission or commission, we never do more than obscure. The truth stays in the undergrowth, waiting to be discovered. Those of you who have broken the trust in relationships, lied about how you were conducting your life towards that individual, guess what? You're going to be found out. You might lie for a while, deceive for a while, but you will eventually be found out. Inevitably, it is time in every realm of this temporal world of the 21st century that we seek to be above board, to share the truth rather than lying. To be sure, lying has become such a habitual issue to many. They don't even know the truth if it would jump up and bite them. Certainly, honesty and integrity need to be a character trait, for one's trust factor clearly becomes non existent once a lie has been told. People have a real problem ever really trusting a liar again. You should not lie to one another. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Leviticus 19:11 and John 8:32. Now, I know that some of you might not agree with everything I just said, and I hate to say it this way, don't get offended. I don't care. That's the way I see it. And that's the way I believe God sees it. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not being hateful. I'm just telling you the truth. Have a good evening.